Hey everybody, it's Lara. Welcome back to my channel, or to my channel, depending on. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy May Day. We are halfway through spring, sadly. It is getting long in the day, and it's going to be a long video. I know I have a lot to talk about. We've got the projects that I worked on. We've got Monopoly. I'm discombobulated because I wanted to start recording this like 3 hours ago, and that just didn't happen. I have notes. I have lots of notes this time. I probably should divvy this out into a stitch with me, but let's be real, I don't know when I'm going to have time to do one. Maybe I'll just make time today. Hey, let's see. Okay. Where do I want to start? I don't even know. Because part of me is like, just talk about all the things, and then, but I know some people only want the stitchiness. Okay, so let's do this. I will, because it seems odd to me now, the way I record, to do some of the stuff after I show, like after we go through all the clips and Monopoly and I show what I'm going to stitch on. That just feels like a kind of a wrap up to me. So we're gonna do some talking beforehand. First off, I want to show you, I had some Stitchy Kindness come in this week. My friend Anne was so kind and thought of me when she saw some patterns and sent along some patterns and some fabric, and I'm very excited about them. I don't know when this is going to go on sorry, I should have had it grabbed before I started recording. I don't know when this is going to get fit in, but it will eventually be fit in. So she had found this specifically and said she thought of me and the carousel horses that do. And I'm like, oh, yes, please. This is so pretty. And it has 3 of them, I believe. Is that right? 1, 2. Yeah, it has 3 of them. And I haven't like looked super close at the patterns, but like this is kind of a ribbon embroidery one. These are like ribbon roses. I've done this before and it's so much fun. Plus the cross stitching. So there's that. And then this is the artwork that it's based on. And then these other 2 are also in the booklet. And this thing folds out, like completely folds out. It's huge. There's the cross stitch conversion too from the art. Aren't those pretty? So, and it looks like these tassels are made and attached. Yeah. So that looks like a lot of fun to do. And then she found a few more and sent them my way. So this is, I guess the company is called Who Knew? Ocean Daughter. A really pretty monochrome piece. And then a companion piece to that is Ocean Treasure. I definitely want to do these. I have not heard of this company before. I don't know if they're still in business or what. And then just this looks like a freebie pattern that came with some fabric. And then this is In the Pumpkin Patch by Blue Ribbon Designs. It's like a sampler for Halloween. Like it's not like a calendar or anything, but it says, to carve the perfect jack-o'-lantern, there is a little trick. A plump pumpkin from the patch you must pick. Isn't that cute? And then Liberty Stitchery is the name of this, is a sampler. Blue Ribbon Designs. And then she sent me this cross stitch magazine that has like a ton of really cute Christmas ornaments. Like, it's gonna be too small to show you. Hang on. Let me just do a really quick, see if I can find the ones that I was like, oh my god, I have to do this. I should have marked them. But look at these. Like, these are Christmas tags, but wouldn't that make like really adorable Christmas ornaments? They are so freaking cute. And there was a couple more. Yeah, there's like a ton of little tiny sample. And look at these. Oh my gosh. Little dinosaur. I want to do this one for my son. I need to do those kinds of things before he gets too old to appreciate them. Those are the patterns, so I can't show you those, but those are super cute. Some more like kind of greeting card type things. And again, that's just the patterns. I can't show you those. Oh, yes. These adorable. Oh my gosh. I love these. And there's backstitching, but it doesn't look like it's super annoying. Famous last words, right? So there's a few more in there, but so cute. And then she also sent me these. So this is Leisure Arts, 150 Best Love Christmas Ornaments, and there's like a ton of them in here that I'm like, yes, I would stitch that. Yes, I would stitch that and that. And it's not all cross stitch. There's like, is this tatting? I think there's lace ornaments, and yeah, I don't know how to do that, but it would be fun to learn. Yeah, tatted snowflakes and beaded projects and crochet project. Like, there's a ton of stuff in there. So cool. And then she sent me this huge bag of like fabric scraps. Oh, not even like, this is just a huge piece of 14 count Aida. Like, it's huge. I think it's a yard and a half. Yeah, a yard and a half by 60 inches wide of 14 count. So that's exciting. And it's actually, it's polyester. Normally Aida that I've seen, especially the Charles Craft stuff, is cotton, but this is polyester. So that will be interesting. And then there's just another 14 count stuff. And there's like different, but a lot of these are scraps that will be perfect for more Christmas ornaments. So I'm super stoked about that, because even though I'm like, man, I don't want to stitch the ornaments, I do want to stitch the ornaments. Like, I think it's a matter of finishing. I'm not very good at finishing. It's like a second hobby that I really need to take up. So, yeah, so thank you again, Anne. That was very, very thoughtful. She wouldn't let me even split shipping, and it wasn't cheap. So I truly appreciate that she thought of me, and I'm looking forward to sticking those on my wheel to get them in the rotation. Okay, so I think I will save most of that first stitch with me that I have in my notes, because it's kind of lifey. Yeah, it's kind of lifey. I did have some thoughts about some things to do, but before I get into that, I wanted to bring everyone's attention to a friend of mine is hosting a retreat. So Jade, the 310 Stitcher, if you're not familiar with her, you absolutely should go check out her channel. I love the projects that she does. She is also stitching Dragons of the Sabbat, and she has started on the dragons. So if you want to see that, she has all of the black done. She got it done at the end of the year last year, and she has started in on the dragons. So if you want to see some awesome progress on that, go check her channel out. But what I wanted to say is that she is going to be hosting the Gathering Thread Retreat. It's in Canada. She's Canadian. And it is going to be at the Hilton Garden Inn Airport Hotel in Ottawa, Canada, which is in Ontario. It's the capital of Canada. This is going to be this year, August 22nd through 24th. I will post the link for the registration and all the information in the description box below for you to check out. I'm not like helping host or anything, but I wanted to pass on the information because I think it's going to be awesome. I'm really hoping I can go. It is 267 Canadian dollars, which it translates into less than $200 US. So as far as, in my opinion, as far as a retreat goes, it's very affordable. It is not overpriced in my estimation whatsoever. I've been to a few retreats that are more than that, and I feel like it's offering that the ones that I've been to that have been more may offer less. Anyways, so that's taxes included, so 267 Canadian, and of course that does fluctuate. So there are going to be door prizes and a swag bag. I'm actually going to send her some of my bags to throw in for the door prizes. If I'm not able to go, I will mail them. If I can go, obviously, I'll just take them with me. Dinner is going to be provided Friday night. So what is that? I forgot to look and see what actual dip. I'm assuming Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? Not Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Whatever August 22nd is. Let me look at my calendar real quick. I'm second guessing myself. Yes, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's going to be a stitching room. There is a lounge area, so if it gets a little too noisy or you just need kind of a break from the big crowd, you can go into the lounge area and still be welcome to stitch there. There will be a smalls exchange for anyone interested in that. There's going to be a freebie table and a brag table, just like, kind of, I don't know what, I haven't been to a lot of different retreats, but that seems like, it's going to feel very familiar as far as what we are expecting from a retreat, I should say. There is going to be a free coffee and tea bar, and water being provided as well. What is not included, obviously, is the hotel stay, travel to the hotel. If you have to fly in, obviously, that's not part of that fee. And then once you're registered, about 3 weeks beforehand, it does look like there's going to be a waiver to come out and sign, so you'll need to keep an eye out for that. There's not a cutoff date for the registration as of yet. I'm hoping she sells out and it's just going to close. So go early if you can and check it out and get yourself registered. There is some descriptions as far as on the website. You'll see all this if you go check it out. She does describe it as a well-lit area, but obviously as stitchers we want to bring our own portable lights and make sure you bring battery packs and things to actually power those in case there's not electrical outlets available near your table or whatnot. She does also have vendors lined up as well. Tiny Modernist is definitely one of them. Textured Treasures has been confirmed. Monkey and Mouse, which I'm not familiar with and I need to take a look at. And I know she's asked a few other possibilities of people to come and vend. I failed to ask, and I wish I had now, if non-Canadian vendors are going to be part of that. But I'm kind of thinking... I know with Stitch North, they keep it just Canadian for taxes and that kind of red tape, keeping that out of there. So yeah, I would love for everyone to go and take a look at that. She is putting a lot of heart and soul into this project, and I would love for her to beyond succeed with this. So again, August 22nd through 24th is the dates for that, and hopefully I will be able to go. I have to work it out with my husband and finances, obviously. So I think that as far as I keep closing my notes, see, I still need to look at my notes. So that, yeah, I think that's what I want to talk about for now. I think the rest of it I will just save for yapping in a stitch with me, which I may record after I'm done with this. So without further ado, almost 15 minutes in, I'm going to switch over to the clips from this week, and then we'll do Monopoly, and then we'll see what we're going to be stitching. See you in a minute. Starting off this week, we've got the Twisted Rainbow sampler. This is by Northern Expressions Needlework. And yeah, the cross stitch version only. And I am doing this on 28 count Jobelin, black Jobelin. I'm doing this 1/2 full cross with this god-awful satin rayon thing, for the thread. So I do have some thread conditioner that helps immensely with this. I wish I would have ordered comfortably enough. I probably could have done this 2/2, but I was worried that I wouldn't have enough. So yeah, I do wish I had known some more things. Like I'm gonna end up having to pull this out and redo that because I didn't leave myself enough tail at the back. This stuff does not behave like regular thread as far as wanting to actually stay put. So I am picking out cat hair. Working, let's see, 320 is the goal stitch for this piece. So we will see how far this gets. All right. And here we are, 363 stitches later. I'm actually really happy with how that looks. I did repair the stitches here that were kind of poking out, popping out, whatever. And yeah, I'm very happy with how far up that band went. So that's how much we got left in that band. Well, half the band. And then we'll do the new color here. So, but yeah, not much more to say about that. Other than that, thread is still a pain in the butt to work with. I did end up deciding that just waxing the ends, either end of the thread, is all that it needed, because this is the same floss and it has kind of it doesn't pick it up on camera much, but there's a different sheen to it from where the wax kind of dulled it down. So I'll just do the ends to help prevent them from fraying out real bad. But yeah, on to the next. Okay, this is the one new start this week. Unicorn silhouette from 2x2 Stitch Art on Etsy. It is 114 by like 136, I think, just off the top of my head. And it's kind of like, a galaxy within the unicorn silhouette. And I've already stitched my stitches since it's a full new start. So I'm stitching it on this 28 count. What is this? Yep, Lugana Valkyrie Stitchworks, as you can see in Sunburst. And I am stitching this 2/2 full cross. And I got 375 stitches out of the 350. Now there are 3 colors in this. You can't really tell. You can tell 2 for sure. There's another color here, another shade of this, and the dye lots. These aren't DMC. Don't come at me. And the shades, I think. Well, I might have like 1 DMC and 2 different China flosses, very possibly. Yeah. So I'm hoping that the difference shows up better as I get more stitches in. Otherwise, we'll just be getting, like, I don't know, less of shading. It happens. So this is almost the top of the pattern. There's like one little spike of hair that's for hair that's coming up right here, and then the horn will come out this way. So I figured this was the middle here, and then I figured I'd just work my way up. So I am now at there's 5,733 stitches in this, so it's not a big piece at all. So I'm at 6.54% with just the 375 stitches. So that's kind of exciting. It won't, I mean, relatively it won't take long. Actually, it probably will because of, you know, being buried in Monopoly pieces, but that's okay. We'll get there when we get there. I really love that contrast of the fabric so far. So I'm going to start my next Monopoly piece, but I doubt I will get it done tonight. It's getting pretty late, so yeah, let me get set up and I'll show you what's up next. And here we are with Mini Defined Transformation. This is a piece charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Raven Phelan is what she goes by on the internet, but I think she's under Michelle Lee Phelan on Hade's website. So this is, as I said, a mini. It's only yeah, there we go, 229 by 325, 89 colors, and we are starting off at 318 stitches out of 74,425 for 0.43%. And here's where we're starting from. I'm stitching this on 32 count even weave, and I'm stitching this 1/1 full cross. And it's only supposed to get 200 stitches, so we'll see how long my threads are and how far that will carry me. So I don't know, I might actually be able to stitch this before I'm ready for bed. We shall see. Okay, that was kind of fun. So my next to last thread put me at 195 stitches out of the 200. And this next color, this brown here, was long enough to take me to 405 stitches. So I definitely stayed up longer than I should have, but I wanted to finish it, blah, blah, blah. So we're now at 723 stitches for 0.97%. And this is not the head of the snake, but it is right in line with like the eyes right here. So that'll be fun. I mean, I'm gonna come back now that thread's done. I'm coming back, and there's a diagonal basically that I'm working on filling in up here. So that will be where I start from next time. So I am for bed, and I will finish Monopoly stitching hopefully tomorrow after I sew a hammock together. So see you then. And for the last Monopoly piece, we have Mini Songs Under the Cherry Tree. This is a piece by charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Chris Ortega. And I am, where am I at on her? I am 974 stitches in, so not a ton, out of 75,400, so at 1.29%. I am stitching this on a 28 count Monaco, maybe? I don't remember. Lugana? Linen? I have no idea. 28 count though. 1/1 full cross. I obviously did not grid this one, and I started in the middle where her lips are. So I'm just going to keep on filling it in. She's supposed to get 250, but I'm probably just going to stitch on her for the rest of the evening while I watch TV with my husband and see how far I get. Unless I really decide I'm done with no gridding and switch projects. I don't know. So, yeah, see what she looks like. I would like to get the lips right here filled in, and then we'll see where she takes me from there. And I just ended up I finished off the thread on my needle when I hit 250. So I got to 326, which actually hit 1,300 stitches even total for 1.72%. And I did get her lips done. At least what I can tell is her lips. So this is like a highlight stitched in. I think next time she comes out, I will probably just start filling in her chin. And, you know, you can kind of see where her eyes are going to start getting shadowed in, which of course looks really weird, but that's okay. So very happy with how she's turning out so far. And is there anything else I want to say about that one? Nah, not really. This is just like I know it kind of looks weird, but it's part of her forehead. So she's got like her bangs coming down over here. So this will sort of get filled in like, probably like this as the skin gets filled in. But there we go. I think I'm not quite ready for bed, so I think I'm going to pull out a thread for back stitching that round robin piece. So I will see you tomorrow probably for Dragons of the Sabbat round. See you then. And here it is, Dragons of the Sabbat by Ann Stokes and charted by Pain Free Crafts. As you can see, it's 755 by 800, so fairly big. And I'm working the black. I am in this dragon, and I totally forgot to record my before blurb, so I'm going to put a picture in of where it was. And unfortunately, I don't have my starting percentage because I forgot to look. But I think, if I remember correctly from my update, I want to say it was like just under 34%. And I need to back up really far because, there we go. I got in a lot of stitches today, 1,459. I'm stitching this on 28 count. Even weave, 1/1 full cross. So, and I even managed to like actually do some adulting as well today. So I don't know, had a really good stitchy day and was on a kick and rawr. So as you can see, I finished filling in this, came down here, and I've outlined this section. It actually is connected and keeps going, but it's only connected by like one stitch. So I decided to come back up and kind of enclose everything. So just now starting to come in and fill this part in. And yeah, I'm kind of tickled with how far that got this week. So I am now at 208,136 out of 603,998 for 34.46% complete. So I will put this away for this week. And we only have 43,426 stitches of 310 to go. But yeah, I'm going to put this away for this week, and next will come out One to Rule Them All. So I will bid you good night and see you in half a second. Okay, first up of the rotated focus pieces is One to Rule Them All. This is a piece charted by Tilton Crafts. Artwork is by Eric Stein, and he's gorgeous. I've seen it stitched up on Facebook, and that's why I picked it up. It's gorgeous. Let's see. I have a total of 1,702 stitches so far. And I'm just going to be working on the more black. I don't, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I doubt I'll get all of the black in the page done today, but that's okay. We'll just keep on trucking along and see where we get to. And yeah, go from there. I'm being stitched. I am stitching this on a 28 count even weave, 1/1 full cross. Yeah, and I think that's it. So, all right, we'll see where we get to. Okay, I got 405 total stitches yesterday, actually. And man, I'll tell you what, those were a struggle because I would stitch for like, I don't know, 7 minutes at a time and then start falling asleep. So I just kind of alternated this with work yesterday, and that seemed to work okay for me yesterday. I have most of a thread left, but that'll go in next time. So the end of these blocks here is the end of like the solid 310 stitching in that the block of rows. There we go. So we're now at 2,109 stitches, and I am at 2.62%. So this will go away, and then next one will come out for the evening. All right, take 3. I'm trying to get this clip filmed. So up next is Budro. This is a picture of a friend of ours' dog that passed a couple of years ago now. And it's about darn time I have brought him back out to try and work on him. There's glare everywhere right now. He's a biggin, but I have that much of him done, which is I created this pattern on pixelstitch.net. Excuse me, goodness. I had a coughing fit right before I started recording this. I have so far stitched 33,311 stitches out of 333,000 stitches. I'm exactly 10% complete on this. And excuse me, as you can see, I had started out doing like block diagonal stitching, which works pretty well. But he is in Pattern Keeper, so the symbols aren't searchable on the Pixel Stitch patterns. But I'm tired of threads like this, so I'm slowly working my way backwards and working these in. And once I have done that, I will come back and start doing not a true diagonal, but my cross-country diagonal using many less threads than this. Excuse me. And I will work my way across until the end, wherever that is. And then I'll scroll the whole thing up and do the next section with this. So, yeah, hoping to get a nice section of this done, but since I am working cross country and these are pretty long threads, I'm not sure what that's going to look like. So there we go. We'll see how we go going. Okay, here we are, 825 stitches later. I think I forgot to mention that I'm working this on 28 count fabric, 2/1 half cross. So those went faster than normal stitching for me. So I'm at 34,133 stitches for 10.25%. And man, I got almost this block worked in. I've got 2 threads left, but I also worked in most of the ones that were in this block because I had threads right here that were like not waist knots, but basically, and they were in the way of some of the stitches, so I had to stop, and those are gone now, so I can keep working these stupid things in. I don't mind parked threads, but I think the parked threads of the same color over and over are very annoying, and excuse me, they give me a ton of like partial threads that are left over that are going to take me forever to use up, and yeah, just time wasters. So these will go away until next rotation has it come out, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, here is Pegasus. This is a kit from China. It's a pre-printed cross stitch, and that's the final what it's going to look like. And all I have left is like the waterfall and rock area and a little bit of the mountain left. So I have all the back stitching except for there's like one little line, I think, here in the rock that I'll put in probably at the last, just because I think I'm gonna fill this in, and then I'm probably just gonna start working my way down. And I don't know, maybe color complete. It's getting to the point where it's just, I'm ready to have it done, but it's like it's probably at least 4 full days of stitching, and I don't have full days of stitching ahead of me. So this is stitched on 14 count, Aida, 2/1 full cross. I'm just using the kit materials, and I think that is all I want to say about it. I'm not doing very well with keeping like this work area centered for the second clip, so it's been kind of hard to see like where I've worked. So I will endeavor to put this back here when I come back. So yeah, I don't know how much this is gonna look different, but hopefully it'll be a decent chunk. Okay, I think is that where it was? I hope. Okay, so hopefully you can see a little bit of what I did. I stitched 429 stitches, which I found amusing because it's April 29th, so 429 for those of us in the States that put the month first and then the day next. And I filled in, like I said, I got this one done. I was a little worried because I wasn't able to see that transition very well when I was stitching, but looking back now and obviously seeing it in the camera, it's like, oh no, I can see that shade difference. Got these trees done, and then I'm starting in on this green symbol here. So I don't know if I'll continue with that next time I pick up a needle for this, or if I'll pick the next symbol to start filling in. Probably just be whatever my mood strikes at that point. So definitely not as many stitches as I wanted to get, but meh, it'll be here the next time it comes out. So I think I'm going, tomorrow's Wednesday. The husband works, so I could record, but I also want to get a couple of hammocks finished. So I may just shift to Thursdays just so that I'm not flip-flopping on myself and can maybe kind of establish a routine. So yeah, you'll know if this was Thursday when I uploaded it. And I have part of it's an ulterior motive too, because I do have one more on my list of projects that I wrote down on my board, and I'm like, that'll fit nicely into tomorrow, so that might just be what happens. All right, so I'll probably see you for one more tomorrow then. All right, last up for the week is Face of a Mermaid. This is a piece by Total Cross Stitch. She can be found on Etsy, and I think this is just a royalty-free image that she uses. And this is where I'm starting from. Let me back up here a little bit. There we go. And I have so far 17,659 out of 87,500 stitches. And she is 20.18% complete. I had started filling in some of the black because there's a ton of 310 like towards the bottom and stuff, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back up here and just start, maybe, do I want to tuck these guys in? I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to do diagonals until, because this is a pretty big frame, and I won't be able to get that little bit because of where the frame ends, but I gotta sneeze. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. This is still, this is pretty close to the edge too. I think what I will do is I will keep working on in here. These are the page lines, but I kind of haven't really been following pages for a while now. So I don't know what this will look like. We will see when I come back what looks filled in. Hopefully you'll be able to tell. I know with as much confetti as this has, if I don't stitch kind of like 1,000, it's really hard to see sometimes where where it gets filled in. So I will do my best to, there. I will do my best to get this part framed in when I come back. I am also stitching this on 28 count, even weave of some type, 1/1 full cross. I didn't want to forget that when I came back, so here we go. Okay, hopefully you can see a difference in the before and after clips here. I got 696 stitches in, so I'm at a total of 18,353, and I'm at 20.97%. I was kind of hoping to hit that 21, but it's late and I'm tired, so I'm done. Until next time anyways. So really can start seeing that starfish coming in here. I got the diagonal that I had going here filled in. I actually have these in 20 wide diagonals in Pattern Keeper, and I didn't bother changing it. So I've been working on filling this diagonal right here in. So as you can see, I still have quite a few holes, but that is okay. And I did get, oops, oh dang it. I did get 2 new zeros, oops. I have 4 total zeros, and there's like 20 colors, I think, maybe 21, under 100. But there's a lot of like, there's a ton that are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 that have less than 5 stitches, but there's like 1 down here and 1 over here, and like 2 over here. So those will get, I think what I'll do, I've been sort of contemplating it as I've been stitching. It is nicely sort of divided in sections. So this is, this section is like her crown, and then of course her main face, and then like the lower background. So I think what I'm going to try and do is keep working in diagonals-ish. Kind of like the typewriter method, I guess. I don't really know. I've never watched Stitchin' Mommy's videos about the typing method, typewriter method. But as I understand it, you take like, oh, sorry, I got a blister while I was mowing the other day. Take the first 10 stitch row, fill it in, and then come back and fill it in. I'm kind of thinking about doing that, but like cross country, sort of the way I do the diagonals to begin with. Like, I just pick the stitch and I stitch it until I run out of thread or until that color's done, and then maybe just kind of keep going. But that's going to depend on if I start coming over here too far and I have to like awkwardly come back over here, then I'll come back and keep filling in sort of this diagonal. It's working pretty well right now, where there's very definite, like, I'm not going to bother coming over here, and there's a sort of a very definite break in the stitching. So that'll kind of flow depending on how the stitches call to me. Once I get enough of this sort of corner filled in to where I can move the hoop comfortably down a little bit more, to get in, because I mean there's not much under here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, that's I need to get these top pages filled in. So I will just keep working in these diagonals and fill this in, and then once that's filled in, I will move the hoop down, and that should get the rest of this nicely in the hoop, and then I can start color completing and really start. It might look a little odd when I do that. We might have a hard time seeing the progress, but I think that would be pretty fun. And now there is quite a lot of 310 left. Like, it's the, well, not obviously because you can't see the whole thing right now, but it is the most prolific stitch count left. Like 939 is 6,668 stitches left, and then 310 jumps to 26,517. So there's a ton of 310 in the bottom of this. So I think what we might do after that, I mean, gosh, we've got what, at least a whole page and a partial left. So we're talking probably next year at the very earliest that we'll start seeing this, is maybe do like a thread of 310 and then come back and do a thread of, you know, a couple colors or whatever, depending, you know, split the stitch count, so to speak. And then kind of go from there. So yeah, it'll be it. I'm really looking forward to having her back out on a semi-regular basis. I'm honestly, and I actually kind of want you guys' opinion on this. Let me back up so you have a little bit more to look at. I kind of want your opinion on this. I've already said Dragons of the Sabbat is a permanent focus fixture every week. How would you guys feel about seeing Face of a Mermaid every week as well? It could very well be that on like stitch heavy weeks, or not stitch heavy, stitch light weeks, that it would just be, you know, our 4-ish Monopoly pieces and those 2 focus pieces. I don't know. What do you think? Is that enough variety for you to see? if we, I mean, you know, 6 projects isn't, you know, is nothing to shake a stick at, I guess, but I just don't want you guys to get kind of bored of seeing the same projects over and over and over, even though I know we switch out Monopoly like a lot, you know, because Monopoly holds basically the rest of my, 300 plus whips. What I will do is as soon as this is published, I will create a poll in the posts tab. So if you go to my channel, you'll see, you know, I think it's called posts. It used to be the community tab, and there'll be a poll in there if you are so inclined to go poke a button and let me know how you feel about seeing Face of a Mermaid every week along with Dragons of the Sabbat. And especially when we start getting down into this section, it's going to be a lot of 310. We're going to see a lot of 310 coming into play. So if you feel like that would be too boring, that's fine. Let me know. I'm kind of no mind either way at this point. So, okay, that's enough babbling for me on this, and I'm sure you're tired of staring at her. Let's look at that's my board for the week. So these were the goal stitches right here. The blue is my actual stitches, and then I put the dates in so that I can record them in my Rainbow Sheets tracker. I have to go on the regular, like my PC, which is slow as crap, and I don't want to do that more than once a week, I should say. I did not finish my round robin because it's all backstitch. I have to do it next week, so because I got to get that in the mail very quick. Well, not very quickly, by the 15th, and I don't want to put it off too long. So there's backstitching in my life next week that you guys won't see, and then that's my total for the week. So that's pretty accurate as far as my average, I think, goes for this year. I'm going to do some math, and I did have a question about what's my average stitch count per week, per month, both. So, all right, I think we will go straight into Monopoly. And as always, if you don't want to watch the Monopoly, I do see a small dip, so I know there are definitely some people who are not a huge fan of watching the gameplay, which is totally fine. So I will keep endeavoring to put the time to skip to. So there's the time stamp to skip to if you don't want to watch Monopoly. Otherwise, yeah, I'll see you in the round. Ooh, and we're in jail this time. I'm excited. We're going to see what old-ass projects I can pull. All right. And welcome to round 9 of Monopoly. We are on Earth Token today, who is in jail. And as you can see, the board is much smaller than the other boards, which is perfectly fine. And for the most part, I assigned projects that I like, I want to do, but I'm not necessarily like passionate about stitching on. So this is a good way to kind of force me into that. So it'll be interesting to see if anything, if what gets landed on. So there are 2 special dice for while in jail, and we've got these 2 are considered the 6 faces, so these count as doubles if they're rolled together. And I'll be drawing from these 2 decks if these show up or if I hit certain certain spaces. Okay. Yeah, I've got, so in my, this is kind of like my Whips of Shame, kind of like how Jen does, my Whips of Shame board. So it has all the projects that I'm like, meh, about stitching on. Like I want to see them finished, but they're not my favorite to work on. So this kind of pushes me to get those out. All right. Oh boy. 1 whole space. Are you kidding me right now? Get out of jail free. Well, that was the short. I really. So even though I rolled this one, I do believe that if I land on the get out of jail free, yeah. If you land on a space which reads get out of jail free, immediately move your token to just visiting, do not post bail or pay court fees. And I know it said something about the die. If you exited jail before the end of your movement or landed on a space which resulted in you leaving jail, do not draw any cards. That was the most anticlimactic round I have ever played in my entire life. Because the round, well, that sucked. All right, so I gotta find my just visiting. Really? Been looking forward to this all month. Rude. So rude. Okay. So he's just visiting. Earth has 0 stitches to do. Rude. So now we're on to air. So let me go ahead and just rotate this so we can get a little bit better angle. I gotta grab my die. We are on this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, this one. Wait a minute, which one? Hold on. All right, so yeah, we are starting with air. Got all my bajillion dice for the global event that we're doing. Okay, I'm double checking the cards that I already have. Okay, so no doubles. I need to double check this one. Yeah, I need to double check that one. Okay, so this one is more of a note to self. So I'm taking the highest face value die and multiplying it by 5, which is 350. It's 35, but we're adding the 0. So that is the pyramid scheme for air. So that can be put away. We've got movement, and then we've got this guy. So what is that? 15, right? Yeah, 15. 2. Ooh, and I have a payday here. which is 300 if you rolled an odd, which I did. So 300 is going to go to payday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Odd rolls, so we're going this way. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So, trash collector, but water here owns it. Make sure I didn't pass anything that I need to pay attention to. Okay. Trash collector. All right, so this is collecting rent, and water owns 2, and that is whatever you rolled times 10. So it's 15 times 10. So we're doing 150 on that one. Bus token is, I think it's just I can draw a travel voucher. Why does it feel like I've never played this before? Draw a travel voucher, advance in the near exchange. Okay, I'm doing a travel voucher to see if I can actually try and use these guys at some point. There. So here we go on the next one. Next round. Oh, we're using this. Is the plan anyway. All right, and that's sums up that round for air. So we are going to go ahead, and that's only 2 projects. So we're going to go ahead and do fire. Okay, everybody's trying to replenish those vouchers that we got last time. So no doubles. 12 is the 222. Okay, now I'm going to be hitting this London Bridge. It says, as you pass, cross the bridge on rolls of 9 or more. Stay on rolls of 7 or less. Choose on rolls of 8. So obviously it's more. So I'm going to end up going over to this other, to the other board. So let me grab these. 1, 2, 3. That's, and then cross. Wait, just kidding, y'all. Fire's here, not here. Just kidding. All right. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh. Nobody has any of these. All right, Rodeo Drive. That's 510. Rar. And I'm going to go ahead and replenish the token on this one. So it's just, again, it's a movement card. These are going to be interesting to use because it basically takes the place, obviously, instead of rolling. So you're only going to move that and be done. But it can be combined with other movement cards. So I think that's probably why I was ending up sort of trying to hoard them. Is because used by itself, it may or may not be, what's the word I want? Advantageous. Depending on what you roll, because this is move back up to 5 spaces. So I will definitely be using this to pick one of these other ones up. Unless these 2 hoard them. So yeah, that'll be interesting to use next time. And then that's it for Fire's move. So gosh, we're actually going to get kind of almost a full round here. Fire, water. So water's next, and he's over here, so I don't have to move anything. 15, 16, 17, 18. That's big, right? 6, 10, 11, 12, 13. No. Math is hard. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Where'd I get 18 from? 14. 1, 2. Now we're moving. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. I don't know how to say that. Limitquai for $5.20. 5.20. Okay, and that, yeah, because that was all pips on those dice. So that concludes, because that's, so Earth has no stitches whatsoever. Air has 450, Fire has 510, and Water has 520. So I think that's going to be more than enough for Monopoly stitching, considering I still have to do my round robin this week. I may only get to dragons and maybe one or two other focus pieces this week. So, all right, I will see what pieces these are, collect them, and then we will talk about what is going to be stitched next week. Okay, so I feel good about the stitches that I got in. It wasn't like, oh, I spent too much time stitching, and it was certainly not, oh, I didn't get enough stitching time this week for me. So I wanted to, did I talk about this in the clips? Am I repeating myself? This is the disadvantage of pre-recording clips and things, is because I do kind of forget what I mowed and I cooked myself the other day. I'm very uncomfortable. At least where my bra straps are sitting. It's not fun. But I did it to myself. It's my own fault. Because I didn't think about sunscreen, needing it. Because, I don't know, in my head I was going to be out there for 15 minutes. Yeah, it was 2 hours. 2 hours on the mower. Anyway, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but yeah, I know I talked about I talked about the poll for Face of a Mermaid. So that will be at the posts tab. Yes, I did talk about that. I remember saying stuff about that. But there's another poll that I want to do as well. I think the poll for bringing Face of a Mermaid out, I will leave that open to gauge if that's an interest until the next rotation when she comes out again. So it'll be about a month. It'll be about June, I think. We're just about through all of the projects, and I honestly don't remember how many weeks it's been. So, but however long that takes is how long I will keep that poll in mind, as far as, do you actually want to see her more often on a weekly basis, like Dragons of the Dragons of the Sabbat. Just keep in mind that doing that, it will take longer to rotate through my other focus pieces. The other poll that I want to do is Whip Parade season is coming up relatively quickly. We have a month, and then poof, it's June. Now, for me, that, to me, mid-year Whip Parade means like June 15th-ish. So what I wanted to pose to you, my viewers, do you want to see all the whips, like all the works in progress, everything that I have started? Do you want me to show all of that? Or do you just want me to keep it to the stuff that I have had out this year? Like kind of a progress so far, and then just do all of the active whips at the end of the year. Because I love watching rope parades. I hate recording them. I do them because I know people love them, and it does give me a really nice landing point in the middle of the year, and sort of a reference point. So as far as record keeping goes, it's good. But yeah, what would you prefer to see? Do you just want to see what I've done so far this year, or are we gonna go for the gold and do all of them? So that's another poll. If you guys have some time, please take a peek over there and click a button to tell me which one you would prefer. Because if nobody really wants to see all of them at the mid-year point when I haven't worked on them this year, that's totally fine by me. I would rather you guys see what you want to see. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So next is, let us look at what I'm going to be working on this coming week. So the Monopoly pieces that were picked were, this is a piece from, I forget, 2x2 Stitch Art on Etsy. This is just named Sampler 231. Come on. Oh, piece of junk. Okay. This is the mock-up. It is charted monochromatically. Let's see if that's really hard. It's not. There we go. Yeah. I have printed it out. It's not a great printout, or I would have just shown you that. Oops. Because I am using it kind of as a reference for, I'm not stitching it monochromatically. I am stitching it with these like metallic flosses. Because apparently I want to punish myself for something. It really wasn't that bad to work with. And this is where we're at on it. I started in the middle, so these are the flowers in the middle, and then the leaves coming out. And it is supposed to get 300 stitches on it, so that'll be nice. That'll be a nice chunk on it so far. How much do I have on it already? I don't know. This is like almost 450, so we'll almost double it, depending on how long the threads are and how much I can stitch. So looking forward to that one. I almost had forgotten like which one this one was. I was like, I don't remember what project that is. Because, you know, it has such a memorable name of Sampler 231. And then Payday, which I keep forgetting what that square is. It is this Gecko Rouge kit by Lorna Lane. For B. I have 3 more of her kits on the way from Gecko. I'm so excited. Now these are not part of the pattern. It's this right here. And again, this is a very, very slow progressing piece because it's only 150 stitches that are supposed to be done. So that's where we're starting from. Starting to get that flower going. Maybe if I can keep the lengths long enough, it'll end up being a decent chunk. And the ferret will be a new start from Cottage Garden Sampling Series. I'm sure I'll talk about this again, but I've talked about this before. I only ordered 1 skein of the fancy flosses. Typically speaking, the 2/2 on 28 count needs 2 skeins, depending on the project. This is no exception. So it is the, I forget which one is it? Yeah, so it's the body of the ferret and his tail, and these flowers, and then all the yellow surrounding these tiny little motifs are the variegated. Now, I'm not doing the variegated with the tiny flowers. That's silly, in my opinion, when you don't have enough. And I think what I'm going to do on this one is do like every other petal with the variegated and see how much I have left once the half of the petals are done. And then what I may do is kind of visually color match because there's like a light yellow and a dark yellow, kind of visually color match, and then do every other petal that's left, like 2 of the 4 with the color extremes, I guess. I'm probably not saying that properly. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm less confident of the ferret himself because that's basically a continuous use of the floss. I've had some excellent suggestions in the past of blending, you know, holding the one thread of the variegated with the recommended floss. I may do that for this one, just so that I for sure don't run out. And it's just kind of one of those, how close, because these skeins are only, I think, 5 yards. Yeah, they're not even a full, ooh, come back. They're not even a full standard skein, so I can't even like try to visually go, yeah, that might be enough. Maybe what I'll do is I'll start, no, I don't want to do that either. I think I will end up holding one strand of the conversion floss and one strand of the variegated for him. Yeah, I think that'll do. I don't remember which fabric he belongs on. I have to double check my notes. I don't remember if he's in the middle. I don't remember if he's on the left or the right. All that will come out in the wash. And then the last is another new start, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm waiting on an order direct from Rainbow Gallery for the silk lame that has to go with this project. I'm not expecting that for probably another 3 months. So I brought up the listing for this because there's not an actual mock-up of this, because she's the Dark Queen of the Earth from Autumn Lane Stitchery. This is not necessarily what mine will look like, but this gives you an idea of what she is going to be. And the thread I'm missing are these stripes in her skirt. So that's gonna be it's gonna be a little annoying to work around, but I have the whole project to do, so it's fine. It's fine. I have decisions to make that I'm going to put off for as long as possible. Because I still don't, after all this time, I still don't really know what I want to do for her face. This one has grown on me, but I'm still not a super fan of it. So I did find a fabric that I think I'm gonna be happy with. I think she's gonna look really good on this. Nana, the Crafty Shield Maiden, did this on a really beautiful dark fabric that just, it was luscious. I think she did a fantastic job with that fabric, and I have been trying to find a good match for it for a long time. But I think this will do. I think that will do. Of course, Dragons of the Sabbat is going to come out. You just saw that. I'm not going to pull it out again. Use your imagination, or rewind. I am really excited that Melaganos is going to come back out, because I have been wanting to work on him for a couple of weeks now. And this one. And that's where we're starting from. So I really hope whatever day he gets stitches on is going to be a good one. As far as how many stitches they can get in. And then after that one, we are starting over the rotation. Because a light weaver is after that. This one. And that's where we're starting from. I really want to get the rest of this filled in. And then I will come back up to the top and start filling that in. Probably, maybe diagonals. I don't know. Diagonals haven't really lended themselves yet to this one because I want to fill that in, and then I'll figure it out from there. So good. So much fabric. I don't know, because I do have my round robin to do the back stitching on. We might, I'm still so mad that got out of jail so friggin' fast. Anyway. Might get to, hold still. We might get to this one, Gypsy Firefly. Might. And what? Things will come out of hoops and Q-snaps for the Whip Parade. I am pretty sure I'm working in the diagonal on this one as well. The caravan roof is coming in here, so it really kind of lends itself to working diagonally at this point. And then I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna just kind of fill this in until it hits the caravan and then come back up here and work across. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do yet. That is future me's problem whenever I pull it out. And then oops. Where's the other one? Where is she? There she is. I might get to this one. I might not. Oh, let me show you what this actual picture is on. There she is. I didn't think she was down that far. Oh, there she is. Summer Fairy. I'm up in this blurry background right here. Right here. So you can kind of see that real sort of luminescent quality that's coming in here. And yeah, we'll just, this one is not, yeah. I don't know what, I'll talk about what it's not when I start working on it again. So, and then, yeah, the round robin. So I may or may not get that far. We'll find out. We will see. Okay. I think that puts the video at about an hour. I don't want to go much over that. And I think everything else that I feel like chatting about can go into a stitch with me, right? Yeah, Sampler 231 might be the one to do it. And I'll just go ahead and do my next one. I was thinking about doing the my round robin back stitching first. I'm not doing that on camera. So, is there anything else I want to... Oh yeah, my goal for Malaganose, this is dusty, you'll have to excuse me, is to get rid of these freaking threads and 500 needles so that I can put it away. I gotta figure something out for dinner. I have no idea what I'm feeding us tonight. Not a clue. And it's almost 5 o'clock, so I better get my butt in gear with that. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me if you've made it this far. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a wonderful week, are having a wonderful week. Get lots of stitching time in. For those that I will mention, because so many of you expressed concern and caring, which I so much appreciate about my mom. Last week when I talked about her car accident. She is recovering well, huge bruise on her arm, but she's doing okay. she went in for a tilt test to, like, basically test her blood pressure and how her body is doing with it. And she failed miserably. Her blood pressure just got shot sky high. They ended up sending her over to the ER from the doctor's office where the test was being done. It's supposed to be like a 30-minute test, and she made it like 6 minutes into the test before they were like, you need to go to the hospital. They did not admit her. They administered whatever medicines to get the blood pressure under control, and it worked. But yeah, she still has a ton of testing to go through to try and figure out what exactly is everything that is contributing to her issues. So, but yeah, she's in decent spirits, and she's home, and just kind of one of those, gotta just keep on hoping that they can figure out what the heck is going on. So, all right, I will leave it at here, and I will see you in the Stitch with Me, hopefully. I think I'll probably, I don't know if I'll publish it like right away, or not. I don't know. I don't know what to do it yet. There's a lot of I don't knows going on right now. But yeah, I'll see you next week when I record again, assuming life goes well and I can get back on here. And I will see you then. Take care, guys. Bye.